the studio, I am joined by Dr. Katalin Balázsi, a researcher, president of the Association of Hungarian Women in Science, NATE for short. She's the head of the Thin Film Physics Department of the Institute of Technical Physics and Material Science, Center for Energy Research of Eötvös Loránd Research Network, also the ACERS Global Ambassador. Welcome. And Alexandra Zsupanek, I'll try to say this right, Securitized Product Structuring Vice President at Morgan Stanley. You joined the company as a Quantitative Analyst, currently leading a team structuring European Asset-Backed Securities in the Fixed Income Division, whatever that means. So today's discussion centers around confidence, the importance of role models, which Smarties is essentially. So Smarties is a cooperation between NATE and Morgan Stanley. How did this come about and what does it represent to you?
Yeah, this Smarties program was the first program with the cooperation between our two companies, and the aim was show the girls the skills in mathematics and help them in the underprivileged young ladies, high school young ladies with this mathematics, and how can they apply the mathematics in the real life. I think it's a very important program. We started this program 4 years ago, and every year 25 young ladies can apply this or can be in a part of this program. And it's a one-year program, and it's very important, and every week they have some actions with the mentors, and I think they can improve the presentation skills, the mentoring, the networking. It's a very complex program, and hopefully we will continue with the Morgan Stanley in this program.
What is Morgan Stanley's take on this?
Yes, I think that, if we would like to create platforms that aim to increase the number of women in the IT and STEM fields, we definitely have to start earlier than the selection and the hiring process. So we have to go back rather to the career orientation phase. And for example, that's one of the reasons why Smarties is for girls who are in the 10th grade. At the end of the 10th grade, you have to get the chance to select a few subjects that you will study at a higher level during the last 2 years of high school, and usually these are the subjects that they are using for their university application. So this is definitely a very good age to have a program like this.
Mm-hmm. At the very beginning of this morning's sessions, it has been said that at the age of 16, something happens to the girls. So until then, they have a much higher participation when it comes to both science, STEM subjects, chess even, whatever. And then something happens at the age of 16 where that completely changes. So Smarties wants to focus on the period before they reach the age of 16?
Yeah, a few years before. Mm-hmm. But we have another programs, not only the Smarties, for the younger ladies, because we can start show them that the stereotypes is not so good and it's not existing jobs for the females and for the male. And I think the STEM, we are talking about the STEM, is a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we have a lot of actions, interactive days and open days. Smarties is one of them, that we can show that all young ladies have or want to be engineers or scientists or lecturers if they want. And 16 is the last, border for them, but we are starting the programs for the younger ladies as well.
So Alexandra explained how important it is that before they choose a career or before they have orientation, to reach out to them and make this entire field available. And you said it's been going on for 4 years. Do you keep in touch with those kids who have been taking part in Smarties?
Yes, of course. We have the ambassador network for the ladies who are working with our association, but it's very important now that they will continue in the study in the technical universities, or they will be employers in the IT companies. Yes, we have this network with the girls.
It's only been 4 years, but what is your opinion in the long run for IT companies and for those who are looking for girls and opening up this whole new world to them, which should have been open to begin with, but anyway. What is your take on it? How does Smarties and this program contribute to an increase in participation and performance?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so maybe I will go back a little bit. So the skills necessary for coding or for mathematical modeling that I'm doing on a daily basis, like, analyzing complex problems, coming up with a solution, implementing that, and later on testing the results thoroughly, explaining it to stakeholders. Or, for example, if you develop a new code, you have to present that to the clients, to introduce it. These skills are regardless of gender. But still, there is this popular belief, wrongly holds, that this technological sector is rather for male professions or for rather male professions, and it's definitely a challenge to dispel this myth. And I think the challenging part is not that girls don't like math or something like that, because we clearly see that they like math, they would like to do coding, but in many cases they are discouraged from this. And this can be due to, for example, a lack of a platform, which Smarties can offer, or lack of seeing a female role model in their close environment who can show them that, yes, you can do this profession, you can lead a successful career as a woman in IT or in another STEM field. And also there are negative social stereotypes that can cause this issue. So it's definitely good to have these programs or the open days or career talks. For example, with my colleagues, we have an employee network called Women in Quantitative Finance, and we do career talks in high schools where we talk to girls about our career journey, and it's so good to see them that they get inspired and they might consider choosing this career. And maybe one more aspect to add is the role of parents and teachers. So these programs are also good to show them that their students and their daughters can pursue this career, and that they won't be lonely at the university. They will have friends who will pursue the same goals.
Yeah, and we have around 100 girls who participated in this program. And we have a lot of discussion with them, and the self-confidence is also very important, because after this program, the young ladies have this self-confidence, and they know that if they want, they may be the IT engineers or scientists. And I think the role models and the self-confidence is also very important.
What kind of feedback have you been getting from girls, how Smarties changed their lives?
I think they are so happy, and we have some young ladies who are now employers in the IT companies, or PhD students in the technical universities. We have some positive examples after this program.
Yeah, and also, for example, we got feedback from the parents of one of the participating girls that their daughter got so much more courageous and ready to stand up to give a presentation. Basically the closing of each class is a ceremony where the girls stand up and do a presentation about what they would like to do in the future, and it's clearly visible how much more confident they are, and they are ready to present, smiling and feeling well, and present to a room full of people. So it's definitely.
So really, the sky is the limit, no? I mean,
yeah.
That's
yeah. I think nowadays we have a lot of open days, interactive programs for the high schools girls. And if they want, they can go to the companies or universities or research institutions and visit them and have some idea what is this STEM field. And they have a very strong roles in this field, I think. Yeah, this is the future for them.
Oh, totally. When I think back to my high school years, which took place in two different countries, the difference was tremendous. I mean, in Hungary, I was not really surrounded by role models or mentors. I didn't receive such support, even though sometimes when I did something outstandingly good, then I was, I received a good grade or perhaps more than one. But in the US, it was an entirely different ballgame. I mean, they paid attention to me on a regular basis. They asked my opinion. They asked for my feelings. And Emily, before, the young girl who is a Smarties, or was a Smarties participant, she also explained how important that was to learn soft skills, to be able to communicate, to realize who she was, to grow as a person. So Smarties is about so much more than just the STEM fields.
Yeah, and also about the networking, the mentoring, and the ladies can meet a lot of similar young ladies who have the similar interest, and they're working in the similar topics. And I think it's best for them, or not only for the Smarties project, but also for the future.
How was it in your lives? What gave you confidence? Did you have enough role models around to pursue the kind of jobs that you have pursued?
I'm a physicist and I'm a material scientist, and I had only one role model. It was Marie Curie, because that days we know about.
So no one to talk to in person.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my personal idea that we must create the new role models, and Hungarian and also very famous. We have a lot of very famous Hungarian scientists, female scientists, and we have also the Excellence Award of the Women in Science, and I think it's very important because year by year we have 3 awardees, and they are young ladies under the 45. They are mothers, also the very excellent scientists, and they can show the balance between the family life and between the career. And I think this is one of the important things in my life, that we must show the young ladies that they need this positive role model.
So because you didn't have enough role models.
I have only one, this Marie Curie.
That's why you chose to become a lot more active.
And this is also the aim of our association of the Hungarian Women in Science, that we must help the young ladies and create a positive role models.
How was it in your life, Alexandra?
Yeah, I was lucky because I had a role model within my family. My grandmother, she was running her own business, so I learned a lot from her, especially regarding confidence. But I have to admit that 10 years ago, I might have been frightened to be sitting here and giving this presentation. But I think the more and more opportunity you take, and you learn through them, and you can improve your presentation skills, as the girls can do with the help of Smarties and our amazing mentors.
I think it also means a lot that Morgan Stanley is the kind of employer who gives space, who gives a chance to young girls. I'm sure that has altered your company culture tremendously. Can you say a few things about that?
Absolutely. So many of our female colleagues working in the IT field are actually mentors in Smarties, and they are also learning a lot from the girls. And we also have various employee networks, that help us to create connections among us, and it can also help to younger colleagues to develop their career. For example, I mentioned the Women in Quant Finance group that we have. We have a similar one in IT, the Women in IT group, and I think these all are there to create a supporting net for us if we have any struggles or if we have any happiness, and we would like to share with someone. And it also helps us to find a mentor within the company who can guide us through our career journey.
I really want to get back to the word confidence, because I think it's something that a lot of women lack for whatever reason. So we always start with a deficit, or many of us start with a deficit, for whether that comes from home, whether that comes from school, whether that comes from our relationships. Usually, I always come across women who say, I'm not as good, I'm not good enough, I'm not sure if I can, I'd like to, but. So how does this program, or what are your aspirations? What can this program in terms of this accomplish?
Yeah, this program also creates positive role models, and if they can see these models, that it's working and that they have a life, they have a family, they have a career, it's working. And my motto is who dares wins, and I think it's very important that the self-confidence is the important things.
Yeah. And also, part of the program is creating their own code. And you know, they get a success when they create the code, they run it, and it runs at the end it runs perfectly. And this can also be a proof to the girls that yes, they are capable to do that. And later on, maybe when they are struggling, they can look back and feel that, oh yes, I was able to do that, I was able to solve that problem, and that can help them to get more confident in the future as well.
Ladies, thank you so much for your insightful thoughts. Thank you very much.